I got it.
It's cool.
So Mark, I come to you,
a
54-year-old guy,
and
I say, Mark, I need to put on 10 pounds of real muscle.
Yeah.
Now I want you to manipulate my endocrine system.
Yeah.
Okay, so I go. I have 6 months.
Okay.
And I want 10 pounds of real muscle. I want legs I want my jeans, my quads to have problems in. I want to have a problem with my jeans.
Can't do that.
I want to go buy new jeans.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want I want to look as close. I'm never going to reach you, but at least
you want to look like Brad Pitt.
I want
in
that.
Fight
I want
Club.
that form.
You want Brad Pitt in Fight Club.
Yeah.
But the real answer is that I always advocate to people is the. I'll start off with the mistakes that I see people make. I want to get big. I'm doing a bro split where I'm hitting chest on Mondays, arms on Tuesdays, hamstrings on Thursdays. It's like you're spreading it out too much. What I would do is if you have 6 months, you want to get as big as possible, do everything every day. But the minimal, like do heavy as fuck shoulder press, heavy bench press, heavy, like if you could squat every day or deadlift every day, but just a few intense sets, right? High intensity, low volume. And repeat that. It's sort of, some people, there's bodybuilders out there who do a full body 5 days a week. Wow. But for legs one day, all they're doing is 5 sets of lunges. So, because when you do a leg day for 2 hours, by the time you get to the third exercise, how much do you have in the tank, right? So I would rather go in and go, I'm gonna do, for example, like there were years where I'd just do 2 intense sets of squats anytime I did a leg day, for my quads at least. You do 1 set to failure at 10, and then 1 set to failure at 20. Have you ever done a 20-set barbell squat to failure? It's
nightmare.
Absolute right.
Yeah.
So
you don't need a lot of weight.
Well, it would be as heavy as you can for 20. So that would be you would figure out that percentage, right? But it isn't. It's not a triple, right? So if you do the compound movements, because an overhead press versus a lateral raise, like you could say I'm going in and doing 10 sets. Me and Chappelle did, we did the sets leading up to the max lifts we did, like, my 5 plays, you did 425 and Brendan did 600.
Yeah, the 425 is right there, by the way, just in case.
Yes, we're going to watch that. But then after that, we did 4 sets of deficit deadlifts on a timer, and we were wiped after that. So it doesn't, like, that 4 sets of deadlifts is going to have as much, when you talk about manipulating your endocrine system, that's going to have as much impact as 25 sets of lighter work.
Okay, so you're an advocate of heavy weight.
Low volume, high intensity, as heavy as you can to the compound movements, because that gives you 95% of your results if you're just trying to shock your body into being different.
Yeah.
And also a caloric surplus, because that's
Now I got to eat.
Yeah, feed.
You got to feed. And
feed. You got to feed.
You got that.
Now, I'm not a big eater. That's the problem. I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay a coat hanger, aren't I?
Well, that's also something I think you could figure. Like, people come to me, I know it works on the opposite end too. Like, for when people are trying to lose weight, like, but I don't want to eat chicken. Well, you don't have to. You can eat the foods you like in the right proportions. And I would say, like, is there anything you like to eat, like steak or like something where I go,
I'm a steak guy.
I don't believe in going,
Yams.
you have to eat this. If you like something, can we crank that up? And get you in a
maybe shakes.
Yeah, right. To me, shakes is a very easy way to be like, people will be like, I can't get the 200 grams of protein a day. I'm like, you can't fucking make a shake before you go to bed.
The problem with all of this is, I'm a 54-year-old guy trying to put on 10 pounds.
Right, that's the real thing. Is like, okay,
but it's possible for him, right, Mark?
Absolutely not. No, go ahead, Mark. Answer.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing.
It's possible for him.
I got to run some gear.
The other thing is, even that question is in the context of, like, I've heard that this guy did that for this role. It's all fucking bullshit.
Oh, it is.
It's all bullshit. When they say, I ate chicken and broccoli and rice, and I didn't. No, you didn't.
You were juicing.
Yeah, juicing to the
trenbolone.
Yeah.
So, and that's okay.
What's trenbolone?
Trenbolone's the most powerful injectable anabolic steroid.
Not for you.
Like, you know what they... hold on. Not for anybody. Not for humans. It's made for beef cattle.
Hey, before he goes on, shouldn't Mark start his own fucking podcast? I told him I'd produce it.
Yes.
We already have a name for it. Don't give out the name. Don't give out any name.
Yeah.
But we already have a name, concept. He'd crush it.
It's called...
Because there's no one else in the fitness business like that. Dalia texts me, goes, hey... cool, you're getting in shape, man. You're on the road and stuff. Your friend that looks like a Street Fighter 2 character. Who is that?
Just call it tits for days.
I just want to finish that thought, because anybody listening who thinks, like, to me, it's criminal because these people are trying to sell you something. Chris Hemsworth's like, it was his body double had some article in Muscle and Fitness, and he's like, yeah, I got down to 5% body fat while gaining 20 pounds of. That's impossible. Even on steroids, you didn't gain 20 pounds of muscle while dropping to 5% body fat. The picture you're showing isn't you at 5% body fat, it's you at 9% body fat. And then the funneling into the workout app where you're doing like body weight lunges and flipping, like that's not how you built the muscle either. So everything about it is a lie. And the Hollywood thing with whatever celebrity you can think of who's done a transformation recently for a role, whether it's Zac Efron or Kumail Nanjiani, they can't say it out loud.
No. They're not.
Wait, they're not allowed to say it out loud?
No.
Because I was wondering, I was like, why don't people just say it?
Because think how many kids are like kids.
Yeah.
But it's also
You
like
just
we've
can't
had
do it.
Mr. Olympia on the show, and it was like we're trying to teeter on. He's like, I take muscle tech. It's like,
Yeah, it's the muscle.
Who is this?
Yeah.
Phil Heath.
Yeah.
Where we're like, remember we had him on years ago. It's like
Phil.
you want to be
Love
like,
Phil.
what are you running?
Anybody selling a
What
supplement to
gear?
you can't talk about it. Anybody who's got a sponsored clothing line can't talk about it.
Yeah.
So if you're an independent YouTuber or something, there's certain pockets of people who can be open and honest about what they do, but for the most part, there's 18 different disincentives.
Yeah, but is it because a
not
lot of
talk about
is it because a lot of this stuff is illegal or something, or what? Like
It's frowned. It's like this weird dark
I don't know why it's so
cloud.
frowned.
Yeah, because
It's like this weird dark cloud where I'm sure you get this, Mark. Like,
Yeah.
only reason you're big in shape because you're on steroids.
Yeah.
It's like take the exact same stuff I take.
Right.
Let me know how it works out for
To
you.
me, it actually,
exactly.
what's interesting is you can look at that. Yeah, like it's like, dude. First of all, the bodybuilders you see, like, how do you think Phil Heath looked before he took steroids?
pretty
Like he
jacked.
took steroids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
his muscle insertions
He
and
was
all these
dunking.
different things.
He was 5'8", dunking.
They call him the
muscle
gift.
bellies.
They call him Mr. Genetic.
So
Crazy
you wouldn't
athletics.
get into professional bodybuilding unless people were like, holy
Yeah, unless
fuck.
your base
Yeah.
was pretty fucking solid.
You know,
Right.
but if you look at, for example, there's various powerlifting federations, and Kat, you're probably familiar with this, right? Like the tested versus non-tested.
Yeah.
The difference between tested and non-tested federations isn't that much. You'd think like,
Not that much,
the guys
yeah.
on steroids are squatting 2,000 pounds. No, it's like 15% more. Sometimes
Yeah.
not even, because like, am I built to have 1,000 pounds on my back and squat? It will snap me in half.
Yeah.
Certain freak individuals
Can do it.
are just,
do it.
it
That
doesn't
base.
matter if
Yeah.
like, you know, and at that level, there's just, it's not as much as you'd think, because ultimately, like, the tendon strength and the density of your bones is the limiting factor.
Yeah,
whether I
right.
can
Like
bench
everything.
press 700 pounds.
What
It's
would you
not-
What would you weigh? I mean, you're a big guy.
Yeah.
What would you weigh if you didn't lift weights? I mean,
I'd probably be
160.
thin-
No, you'd still be in the 200s,
you're a big,
right?
yeah, you're
He
you
would
got a
not.
Good
big
question.
bones.
I eat a lot. Yeah, I'm large, and I always
he
had a
can
big
eat, man.
appetite.
Eat.
Yeah, so that was like, that's the main thing.
eat.
Yeah.
When you talk about like I don't eat a lot, it's like that's never been the issue for me. So that's
Are
part
you
of like
specific about your diet?
when I'm cutting, yeah. But now I kind of just go like, if I eat the protein goal every day, then everything else kind of falls in place, because you're so full. You know what I mean? Or like, I mean, I could eat more, but then also I just have like certain things in my house where I'm like, I'm having the choice of eating this or that, but it's confined to relatively healthy foods.
Right.
I
But
find-
you do a lot of cardio too, to like,
I also do hill runs every day. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
Burn all that
the
shit off.
kid's got legs.
Yeah.
Your podcast, you should do them in those 70s running shorts.
Right.
All
Even
the
those thick
time.
boy ones I gave you.
Yeah.
If your dick popped out the
I
front.
Yeah,
actually
your
went in
dick
the run
does pop out
yesterday.
the front.
Oh, it does?
It pops out. Yeah.
He has a dick on him too.